March 18th, 2008, she went to a local grocery store and she didn't come home. I feared the worst, and the worst to me at that time was thinking that she was dead. And I thought that that was the worst until she was recovered and we found out what had happened to her. We were made aware that our daughter was being bought and sold for sex.
A child deserves to have the right to be that, a child.
Can't put a price on a child's innocence.
I asked the young man why he exploited girls and why did he get out of the dope game. And he explained to me that you can only sell dope once. You can sell a child over and over again.
I ended up being tortured by him.
I knew I was in a situation that I was not in control of, where I was being beat, where I was being raped for the commercial gain of another human being.
Perpetrators of these crimes will tell you it's just business.
He traded me for crack cocaine, and they came into the bathroom with guns and raped me.
I was definitely not free. That is not a situation where one is free.
The fact is it is happening right here, right now, in the United States, probably in any city in which anybody lives. It's happening.
Human trafficking is the criminal business that profits from enslaving people for forced labor or sexual servitude. It is a modern-day form of slavery. It is also the most under-recognized form of human rights abuse, civil rights violation, violence against women, child abuse, and exploitation in our society today. In California, the current penalty for human trafficking is 3 to 8 years in prison, which in no way reflects the severity of this horrific crime.
The misconception about most of these girls is that they lack the will or that they're not smart enough to keep themselves from being involved in this. And really, that's not the case.
The average age of entry into prostitution is 14 years old. And that means there's many young women who are just like me, who were recruited into it as young as 12 years old, some of them 11 years old, into what is not just prostitution, what is a nightmare, really, what is kidnapping and torturing of a young child.
The glorification of the pimp has been idealized in TV, music, and movies. He's been branded as an urban superhero. Let me tell you, these pimps are definitely into branding. Branding is a form of tattooing that these pimps will do to their girls. They do this for 2 specific reasons. One is that every single day that this girl looks at herself in a mirror or looks down and sees these tattoos, she knows who she belongs to. And that any other pimp were to ever look at her and see those tattoos, he too knows who she belongs to.
He treated me like a princess at first.
I remember vividly walking down the street with him and him putting his arm around me like he was my buddy.
Bought me things, took me places.
Like we were friends.
Before turning on me.
Then days after that, he was raping me violently. Again, I was 12 years old. I was wearing cartoon underwear. I was a baby.
We need to stop putting the pimps and the prostituted victim in the same category. The pimps are the real perpetrators of this crime. There's even a trend towards targeting special education students. Bottom line, they're much easier to control.
I believe my daughter was targeted because she's cognitively and developmentally disabled. She's, at the time, was a beautiful 17-year-old physically, but had the mind of maybe a 10 or 11, 12-year-old, and was very vulnerable.
Your house is on fire. You need to put out that fire. It's an emergency. Kidnapping and torture of a child is an emergency. We need to respond.
Because if we do or say nothing, the criminals, the perpetrators, they win. And I'm not about that.
If we want to make lasting and widespread change, we have to change the law. The California Against Slavery Initiative will bring about justice and deterrence. By increasing the risk for traffickers, we will make them think twice before they would do it.
It would help us in so many ways. It's impossible to even imagine.
This initiative will give law enforcement the tools we need to prevent this horrible crime and save lives. This initiative puts the first nail in the coffin of human trafficking for our state and the rest of the nation. This is a huge investment for California because it's an investment in our children.
What happened to my daughter cannot be undone, but what passing of the initiative in 2012 can help make this wrong right.
We are the leader in technological innovation, in cultural influence. This is the perfect place for us to begin a movement to eradicate modern-day slavery. It is our obligation, it's the right thing to do, and we must do it. We must do it.